Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Erik Zuniga is with us with a company called ALLDATA, All Data Automotive Intelligence. Erik is the lead principal for dealerships throughout North America. ALLDATA is the industry's number one choice for OEM-accurate mechanical and collision repair information, shop management software, and support services trusted by more than 400,000 technicians in over 115,000 shops worldwide. Erik, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ted. First off, just make it clear what I'm sharing today really represents my own views and experiences. I've had the privilege of working with incredible teams across the country and really excited to talk today about what's changing in fix ops and where the opportunities are at.
Erik, really honored to have you and ALLDATA with us here at the Roundtable. A lot of eyes are on the fixed ops departments these days, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So, if it's okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about things happening in the industry. First, on the tech side, Erik, technician turnover, that continues to be a major challenge across the industry from your experience. How can better access to data and repair information help our dealerships retain their techs and ultimately make their jobs easier?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ted. Retention is one of those topics that hits really every location right now. It's not just about pay, it's about making sure technicians feel successful in everything that they do every day. So, most techs love what they do. What wears them down is wasted time, missing information, and feeling they can't perform at the level they want to. Flat rate works well when everything flows, but when a tech has to stop and hunt for
Mhm.
the wiring diagram or torque specs, that's where the frustration really sets in. Studies show the average technician loses about 20% of their day just searching for the right information.
Yeah.
That's almost like a full day a week. So, when technicians have quick, accurate access to OEM procedures, reliable data, the whole shop feels the difference. Jobs get done right the first time, efficiency goes up, and the techs leave at the end of the day knowing that they did good work. And that's really what retention comes down to, is giving people the tools, training, and respect to succeed. When they feel supported, they stay.
You mentioned respect. I think there's a new respect for the technician in our industry. For the longest time, they may not have had that, but today it's a whole new ball game. And we've done a number of panels on recent roundtables where, just like you said, technicians, when we say what's the toughest part of the job, it's finding the car, finding the information, and having to look for that. Um, a lot of dealers, Erik, are focusing now on that long-term career path for their service teams, including uh, the technician. How can technology help dealerships invest in their people and create growth opportunities?
That's such an important question, Ted. Career pathing has really become a priority, and it should be. Most technicians don't leave because they stop liking the work. They leave because they can't. They stop seeing what's coming next.
Yeah.
When you show a tech a clear path forward, whether that's diagnostics, management, or training the next generation, you're telling them that they matter. Technology plays a big role here. When a dealership provides consistent access to high quality repair information and training tools, techs can grow at their own pace. That growth builds confidence, and confidence turns into mastery. Mentorship is the other piece. Pairing your young techs with your veterans doesn't just build skills, it builds community. And when you have that, you start creating careers instead of just filling in jobs. Dealerships that invest in growth are the ones that are going to hang on to their best people. It's about creating a place where technicians see a future and not just a paycheck.
Yeah, and there's a lot of unspoken things at the dealership that affect the technicians and their tenure as well. So, we're aware of all that, and this, Erik, is such a big discussion at the Fixed Ops Roundtable and at the Fixed Ops community. So, appreciate spending some time with us to discuss these things. What about things like recon bottlenecks? Because that can tie up inventory. There's a great focus now on getting used cars, frontline ready. Everything is more expensive these days, right? Everything has risen in cost. How can better data and digital workflows help dealerships speed up reconditioning and improve overall throughput?
That's a great point. I mean, recon has become one of the biggest opportunities in fixed ops. 10 years ago, wasn't even a headline topic, but now used cars are driving dealership profitability. Across the country, dealerships are selling roughly two used vehicles for every new one. So every day, a vehicle that sits in recon is really money that's left on the table. The biggest issue is usually communication. Vehicles get stuck between departments. We're waiting on parts, estimates, or approvals. But when you connect everyone through a shared digital workflow, that starts to disappear. Now the whole team sees the same information: what's done, what's waiting, what's approved. That transparency speeds up decisions, and that shortens cycle times and improves cash flow. So when those recon vehicles hit the lot faster and are in better shape, it builds customer trust. It tells people this dealership does things right. Fast, clean, consistent recon doesn't just move cars, it moves profits.
You're right, Eric. The bottlenecks are often waiting for decisions, right? And being able to speed up those decisions and use technology to do that. And recon, maybe at one time was like a front end, uh, the sales department, but really it involves the fixed ops and the service department having the parts on hand, looking at the car. Um, Eric, I don't see that, going away or changing anytime soon. I think it's gonna continue to be a great focus. What do you see there?
Agreed. I mean, that's just going to continue. That trend's going to keep going in the same direction.
Yeah, I agree. Dealers are surrounded by data, but it's often scattered across systems. Um, I saw recently average age of a vehicle now in the, at least in the US, still over 12, approaching 13 years. That's not getting any younger. Recently, we had a seminar, and Brian Benstock mentioned that the um, the DMS systems, many of them only go back 5 years, but the average age of vehicles is 12 to 13 years. Okay, and the dealers can't get a lot of that data out of their DMS. How can leaders use information such as the information that ALLDATA provides to make faster and smarter decisions in fixed ops?
I love this question, Ted, because that's something that we're all thinking about. We're trying to figure out. More and more businesses are learning how to use data to improve customer satisfaction and loyalty. One company that comes to mind is Google. They're constantly analyzing how people search, what they need next, so they can deliver exactly what users are looking for before they even ask. Another one's Microsoft. They use data across all their products to understand how people work and make those products more intuitive and connected. Both companies show how powerful data can be when it's used the right way. ALLDATA, that's exactly how we think too. It's literally in our name. We have access to so much valuable information, and we're using it to build predictive tools that help fix ops teams make faster, smarter decisions. The goal is to improve repair times, strengthen relationships, and ultimately build brand loyalty. Data is going to keep evolving, and we're excited to keep finding new ways to use it to make a real impact in dealerships every day. Data isn't just a report anymore, it's a tool for leadership, and the dealers who embrace it are the ones who will run leaner, smarter, more profitable operations.
ALLDATA, the information that you've got, Eric, it really impacts the entire dealership. It's not just one person or a group of people, the technicians or the service advisors or managers. Speak to us about that because you're right. We're living in an Amazon society. We're all used to picking up our phone and being able to use our thumb to make the decision. The customers like that also when they follow their vehicle in for service and hearing from the tech, is the vehicle ready yet? What does it need? Doing the approval this way. Um, it's a whole new world.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we really talk about shop workflow. It's really key to key. The customer comes in, drops off their vehicle, picks it up, and we really come in and can help partner to help that shop workflow, because I think that's where we see the opportunity is improving that efficiency in that key to key process. And there's we can all agree there's an opportunity somewhere in that process, and we're a great partner that can come in and help provide solutions to solve some of that.
Here we are in the fourth quarter. We're in November. The year's almost over. Maybe another 6, 7 weeks, and dealers are making their plans now. Projections for 2026, things they're going to be doing, focusing on. So this is a real important time for the dealership. And then, of course, in January, before you know it, We're going to be at that big convention at the end of the month or early in February. As we look ahead to 2026, Eric, what do you think fixed ops directors need to be focusing on right now to stay ahead of what's changing in our industry?
Yeah, that's a big one, Ted. Looking at 2026, three standout areas for me are people, process, and technology. First, people.
Okay.
We know there's a technician shortage. That's not slowing down. The dealers that focus on developing, mentoring, recognizing their people, they're going to be the ones that really stand out. And then as we think about process, the silos really have to go. Service, parts, recon, sales, they all need to work together and communicate constantly. We talked earlier about that shop workflow. So when information moves freely, the entire operation becomes more efficient. So that's key. And then I think finally technology. This is where um, data intelligence, AI, predictive tools, having the right tools for your technicians is really going to change the game. These systems are helping dealers plan staffing levels, forecast needs, improve accuracy in every part of the business. And by 2026, this isn't cutting edge anymore. It's going to be expected.
Mhm.
So for leaders, the mindset has to be proactive, not reactive. Build the culture, tighten the process, and let the technology, tools, and software amplify what your people already do well.
In the past, Eric, a lot of folks in the business for a long time, myself included, we made decisions, based on our gut, right? And what we thought. But really, speak to us now about the importance of the data because really the data doesn't lie. And that really, like you just said, that's going to help all those areas the people, the process, and of course, it's going to impact the technology as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have, every vehicles are becoming more and more complex, right? And, more systems, computing, so many things to keep up on top of, and giving your technicians the access to that information in real time, keeping them at that bay and not walking away is giving them that data is so key. And that's really what helps to that efficiency that we talked about, because shops where you have text going back and forth or slow down your process, that's really going to disrupt the operation. So giving your technicians the access to that information, not on just a laptop, but a tablet, even their cell phone, and giving them access to full diagnostic information for any vehicle, that's the game changer that shops are experiencing across the country that partner with us.
In the green room, you and I were talking about a mutual friend, Ed Roberts at Bozard Ford Lincoln. He's a big anchor, big part of the roundtable. We just did a panel, Eric, with all fixed ops directors from all over the country. There were 9 of them. And one of them pointed out that here in November, we have fewer working days than we do last month or the month before that. So it's going to be a tougher month because I have fewer days. And then one of the managers said, "Well, we're in a state where, in our neck of the woods," he said, "we're closed on Saturdays and Sundays too, so we have even fewer days." And then it was pointed out that in December we'll have even fewer working days. So these are some tougher months ahead. And Ed Roberts pointed out, wait a second, but you're still going to have the same customers with vehicles coming into your shops that need work, that need to get done, and relying on some of these tools that all data helps provide is really going to help make us more efficient because the vehicles need repair no matter how many days there are in the month, and it's such an important part of what we need to focus on to be successful.
Absolutely. And another thing to think about is, um, when another thing that happens, not just shortened days, right, is sometimes you have technicians that call out. Sometimes you might have a master technician that calls out. And so your shop, you need to run an operation. You got to, cycle out those bays quickly. And that's an opportunity that can happen in addition to the shortage we already have. So it's something I want to share that most people don't know about us is we have a small army of master technicians available to any dealership at any time. It's a service we call Tech Assist, and you can use one of our master technicians if you ever need to. And we have some big groups that take advantage of that service, and that can keep you from keep that shop workflow going. So it's definitely another opportunity that shops can take advantage of.
It's a resource, if you will, for the tech. And again, because a lot of times we don't want to stop, we can't stop that workflow, but it's someone for them to consult and ask, and all available through All Data.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Erik, if our audience wants to learn more, I know All Data's name is very well known in the industry, especially by techs. Um, if they want to get more information on what you do at All Data and maybe some of the newer enhancements, things that are coming ahead in 2026, where does our audience go? What do they turn to?
Yeah, perfect. We're really looking for industry partners who want to collaborate, share ideas, help raise the bar for service operations across the country. So, if something from today's conversation hit home, there's a QR code you can go ahead and scan on the screen and connect with me and the All Data team. Let's keep that conversation going and really move this industry forward together.
There's a phone number scrolling across the bottom as well, a 530 area code. It says call or text. Is that your number, Erik?
Yeah, that's my direct line. Just shoot me a text. We'll connect.
All right, everybody. Well, there you go. Erik, so honored to have All Data with us. And if it's all right, I'd like to invite you back and let's, maybe take this up another notch or two at our next event. And, we'll ask you some more questions, get some more information, because it's amazing in between these roundtables how much changes from one event to the next, even though it may just be a few months later.
Yeah, that's great. Looking forward to it. And thank you for having us today.
Everybody, Erik Zuniga with All Data Automotive Intelligence here with us today at the roundtable. You can reach him via the QR code that's on your screen now. Also, cell number that's scrolling across the bottom. Erik, on behalf of the roundtable, I also want to wish you, your family, and the All Data family a very happy Thanksgiving next week. And on behalf of the Fixed Ops community,
Thank you so much. Same to you, Ted, and everybody out there. Appreciate it.
everybody, Erik Zuniga with All Data Automotive Intelligence here with us today at the Fixed Ops roundtable.
Thank you.